Hello guys, today we are talking about the most beautiful places to visit in Australia. Australia is a nation that is however various as it seems to be lovely. From the ochre red outback around Uluru and the chilly highest point of Support Mountain, to the white sand of the Whitsunday Islands and the pink pools of Western Australia. Look at the most perfect spots you can visit. 1. Sydney Harbour. The shining stream of Sydney is the feature of the biggest city in Australia. Climb the elevated opening of the Sydney Harbour scaffold, respect the sails of the Sydney Show House, and walk around the verdant botanic nurseries to arrive at Mrs. Macquarie's Seat, a vantage point that gives the postcard ideal perspective on Sydney Harbour. 2. Uluru. Overlooking this symbol of the Australian outback, found smack bang in the centre of the country, is unimaginable. The stone is the otherworldly heart of the landmass, a sandstone stone monument that emerges from the ochre red scene close to Alice Springs in Focal, Australia. 3. Arnhem Land. The upper east corner of the Northern Domain provides guests with a genuine taste of the Australian wild, with an untamed span of seashores, streams, woodlands, ledges and swimming openings wedged between the similarly astounding Kakadu Public Park and the Bay of Carpentaria. 4. Cottesloe Beach. Bondi is the most renowned city oceanside in Australia. However, Perth's #1 piece of sand is the most lovely in the country. Transcending pine trees conceal the grass patios and legacy tea house that disregard this brilliant stretch of West Australian shore. Simply watch out for sharks. 5. Cradle Mountain. The province of Tasmania partakes in probably the most lovely bushwalking territory in the nation, including the unblemished woods of the Support Mountain Lake St. Clair Public Park. The best perspective on the rocky Support Mountain, other than from the highest point, obviously, should be visible while climbing around the quiet blue waters of Pigeon Lake. 6. Daintree Rainforest. North Queensland isn't just about the reef. The locale is additionally home to immaculate rainforest. Simply an hour's drive north of Cairns, the Daintree is overflowing with old vegetation and interesting Australian untamed life, including a solid populace of saltwater crocodiles. Be cautious where you swim. 7. Lake Hillier. Spencer Lake, close to Esperance, on the southern shoreline of Western Australia, hasn't sparkled pink in over 10 years. However, Lake Hillier on neighbouring Centre Island actually holds its bubblegum shade. Owing their particular tone to a miniature green growth found in the water, the pink pools of Western Australia are best respected from a grand flight. Ruler Howe Island. This small volcanic island doesn't feel like it's essential for Australia, halfway in light of the fact that Ruler Howe Island is arranged 600 kilometers, 372 miles, east of the central area, and part of the way since it has woodlands, tops, seashores, birdlife and swimming spots that vibe absolutely colorful contrasted with the remainder of the country. 8. Hyams Oceanside. As per the Guinness Book of World Records, Hyams Oceanside is honored with the whitest and most brilliant sand on the planet, drawing in a lot of guests to this radiant portion of the New South Ribs south coast. Look at it for yourself on a road trip from Sydney, just a 3-hour drive up the street. 9. Whitsunday Islands. In the incomparable Hindrance Reef sit 74 tropical islands that are just as appealing. The Whitsundays are shrouded in lavish public park, bordered by delicate white sand seashores and encompassed by tranquil water, beautiful coral and exotic fish. 10. Floru Promontory. This desolate fix of South Australia only southeast of Adelaide contains a line of lovely vistas, including oceanside towns, for example, Port Elliot and Victor Harbour, nature holds, for example, the Korong and Profound River Protection Park, and grape plantations at Langhorne Stream and McLaren Vale. 11. Margaret Stream. This district, 3 hours south of Perth, is one of the chief wine developing regions in Australia, straight up there with the Barossa Valley, the Yarra Valley and the Tracker Valley. However, it's the series of Alist surf seashores and sections of land of tumbling green slopes that make Margaret Waterway effectively the most lovely wine district in the country. 12. The Kimberley. This remote corner in the north of Western Australia is a huge span of stunning outback landscape. Features incorporate the bee colony like Mishandle Blunder Reach, the quiet Ord Waterway, the extraordinary Level Falls, the legendary Gibb Stream Street, the spouting Mitchell Falls and Lord George Falls, in addition to everything the seaside town of Broome brings to the table. 13. Wineglass Bay. With the thick woods and emotional stone pinnacles of the Freycinet Public Park giving a shocking setting, Wineglass Sound is perhaps of the most attractive vista in Tasmania. Move to the culmination of the Wineglass Narrows Post for an airborne perspective on the easily bended, snow-white oceanside, the feature of the Apple Isle East Coast. 14. Fraser Island. Might you at any point acknowledge that Fraser Island is the greatest sand island in world? The island lies off the bank of Queensland and is gotten to by large from both Rainbow Seaside and Hervey Sound. Neighborhood individuals will visit for off-structure seaside camping out, to stay in one of the two retreats, or to rent an event home by the seaside. 15. Rottnest Island. Rottnest Island lies simply off the shore of Perth in the southern area of Western Australia. The island is known for grand-looking seashores, military history, and the renowned marsupial, the quokka. The quokkas have been labeled as the most joyful creature on the planet since most photographs taken of them seem to be their grinning. In different cases, they are a great creature for a selfie, and even Thor himself, Chris Hemsworth, has turned into a web sensation with his photograph. The island is just 11 kilometers in length, and 5 kilometers wide, and the most effective way to get around is by bike. Most ship moves to Rottnest will permit you to enlist a bicycle and allow you to investigate all alone. For other people, there is public transport, and visits that can assist you with getting around. On the off chance that you are not scared of levels, skydiving is the coolest method for seeing the excellence of Rottnest. 16. Ningaloo Reef. Western Australia. Perhaps of Australia's most amazing marine fortune, Ningaloo Reef is home to exotic fish, turtles, manta beams and more grand untamed life along 260 kilometers of coral reef. The World Legacy Recorded Reef is additionally one of the best positions on the planet for swimming with whale sharks, particularly from April to July, when the whale sharks are probably going to visit every year. Thanks for watching.